Now I get it.
See, that's what's fun about it. And Warren, you were talking about how the NASCAR guys were kind of criticizing your driving technique as you were sliding it in the corner sideways.
Yeah. I wasn't lifting.
Well,
you don't lift.
You don't.
Well, this car ended up in the main end. I should have lifted, but because
a little push.
Yeah, it was a little tight.
3 and 4.
Yeah,
yeah.
One and 2. One
really?
and 2 had a little hole in it that.
Yep.
That was
right
coming
there.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
I
got third overall out of all those guys.
Hey, that's not bad.
No.
Third quick time. So.
Well, remember Sully when he got out of the cart?
Yeah, Sully, who had never raced, been
BK. The announcer down there?
Yeah.
Sully he'd never been there. He'd never been behind the wheel of any race car. He gets out of it, and he just had this smile ear to ear, and he goes, I'm going to be here all the time.
He did say that.
He lives there,
yeah. He had a good time.
And I'm sure he's sitting there tonight probably just getting ready to leave BKE going, I hate those Moxie guys. They're draining my wallet.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like going to 541 RC, that night that, that Casey had us over there. And I was like, man, I got to do that. That's a good rush, too. You're not actually in the car, but you're controlling it. That was a ruch. That was a lot of fun.
It was, but that is so much harder.
He was probably going on the same philosophy, let somebody drive once and it's fish on because
here you go,
it's
bud.
exciting.
First one's free.
Yeah.
That's hard. I think that's harder than driving a car. Those RC cars.
They are. That's much harder.
Man, that's tricky. But we're gonna have a good time, and I look forward to getting out there and get on the track with you guys again.
We'll be doing some marketing strategies, giving away free rides and
we're
whatnot.
We're gonna get you.
There'll be incentives to get people out there and get them interested in it and experience what we already know.
Yep.
And I'm excited. I love seeing people happy like that.
And that's the thing about it.
Everybody gets out excited. Oh,
yeah.
You see what that?
Everybody.
And then 5 minutes later, it's the next crew.
Yep.
It's a hoot.
So when we were there, they did that. We did a fundraiser for Bailey at the BKE, and there was a lot of people. Was there not, gentlemen?
Oh yeah.
We were actually scheduled to be at the track at a certain time. We had to get there before the races started, and we had some setup to do. We had to break down our equipment and move it back out to the track and set all that stuff up. So they were kind enough to let us bump up 5 races. There was 5 races ahead of us. And they actually went to everybody and said, hey, look, do you mind, these guys are the media out there at Bakersfield for the Bud Nationals. Do you mind if they jump up ahead of you? And everybody's like, oh, no, go ahead. We'll wait. And so they push us up, and we went out, and that's when I had the flat left rear tire. And, boy, the first lap, I thought, oh, this thing turns in good. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Coming out of the next corner, I was coming to that wall. I'm thinking, uh-oh, and I knew.
Deja vu?
Right away. I knew right away that left rear tire was flat. And as I passed Sandy going into turn 3, I was sliding the car sideways with one hand. I'm pointing to the left rear, and she could see that the tire was flat. And when I pulled off, it was wobbling on the rim. But man, that was fun. That made it exciting to drive that car.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that.
I can't wait to have something like that local. It's going to be good it's going to be great for our community.
That's the thing.
Because there is not a lot for our youth to do.
Not in this area.
So, people around here are hungry for something to do.
And this is something we can do as a family. Birthdays. We're going to have a birthday room.
Absolutely.
It'd be fun.
It will be.
We look at what we had down at how much fun we had in Bakersfield. We're still sitting here talking about it, and it's been, almost a month since we
I get excited talking about it, man. It gets my blood pumping. Yeah.
So you had a little question about your back and holding up against, the karting, and if you were going to be able to do it again.
Adrenaline takes over. It does. I don't feel a thing when I'm in a cart.
Right.
I feel it later, but fortunately tomorrow I get a nerve block injection, so I'm pretty excited.
That's a good thing.
About
That's
That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah. I'm really jazzed.
Good.
If I get 2 weeks of relief, I'm going to be like, you think I'm acting like a spring chicken right now?
Yeah.
Wait till I get some relief in my back.
Now, while you were out doing your NASCAR thing, we went to Lebanon for the 2017 awards banquet.
Oh, I missed Bakersfield Bud Nationals. I missed the awards banquet. I hated to miss that, but I had a race in Bakersfield.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It was great. We had a
record turnout.
We had a great turnout for crowd.
I saw the pictures. It looked like you guys had a fantastic
We actually
time.
they only, I think, estimated like 130 some people.
Way more than that.
and they actually had to go get more tables and chairs.
How many were on their lips?
Skippy was.
Was he?
Skippy was. He didn't even come to collect his award, that sucker.
Yeah.
I said, where were you to come to get your award? He goes, I was outside handling business. Yeah, I bet you were.
I hope he's listening.
New
Way
sponsor.
to go, Skippy.
New sponsor on his Hornet.
Way to represent. Yeah, Hurley.
That's his new nickname from now on. It went from Skippy to Hurley. I'm calling him Hurley. But we had an awesome time. Everybody was in a good mood. It was one of those.
Sure. It's a family, man.
It was, and I think everybody, if you had a difference with somebody, everybody set it aside, sat down, had a good meal.
Yeah.
We had some good entertainment. Moxie
good
got to
drinks,
say,
I hear.
"Oh man." Moxie had a good time entertaining some people, and we got a couple of laughs. And
I heard I saw a lot of compliments on Facebook and whatnot of how well you guys did it and representing Moxie and the racing family.
This is. I'll tell you something. I was this whole Moxie thing has been we're 6 years in now, and we get caught up doing what we do because we're focused on what we're doing. And I'm always telling you guys how good you're doing. Yeah, I do. You guys are awesome at what you do. We have an awesome crew here at Moxie, and I hope it doesn't change.
Dang.
I get so caught up in it, I don't get to see the whole picture sometimes because I'm worried about people doing what we're doing. What caught me off guard at that awards ceremony was how many people, when they came up to grab their championship trophy, in their speeches, actually thanked Moxie Media.
Yeah.
To me, it was something I didn't expect, and it was something that to me was I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of not just what we've done here, but all of you guys, because that reflects on you guys. It really does. It reflects on what all of us are doing as a group for the sport, and how many people. I know you weren't there, Warren, but guys, how many people said thank you to Moxie Media?
Quite a few. Yeah.
It was
an overwhelming number.
It really was.
That's cool.
It seemed like every speech that was given, through all the tears and everything, Moxie was probably the most thanked sponsor or group of people.
Right behind us was Extreme Fire and Rescue.
Yeah.
I mean, and those
Neck
guys,
and neck, I'm sure.
Those guys deserve their props. They work hard.
No doubt.
They work hard in a different.
That's double. That's double for Joel.
Right.
He got the most out of everybody.
Well, then I had Amco.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty proud of how we were visualized at the awards banquet because it's not something I see.
We don't get the feedback like that every day at the racetrack or even
we're usually given it.
Right.
I mean,
but to have the drivers from each one of the classes thank Moxie Media Promotions, Extreme Fire and Rescue, the racetrack, the staff, and on top of their sponsors, it's something special. It really is.
It was. Yeah. It was special for me. I mean, when you think about in 2012, let's think about this here. Let's think about what we're doing here now with Moxie and where Moxie started. Moxie started with me, a Galaxy S3 phone, and a mini HP laptop. That was it. And it was like that for a couple years. And when you're one person trying to direct something this big to make it bigger and do something bigger and better for the sport, a lot of work goes into that. A lot of hard work that is, number one, not seen. You can even say not appreciated to a sense. Because people don't. It's like you're building a brand, and when people don't know the brand, they're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I think we're at a point, and this is kind of my observation after the awards banquet. We've built a brand here. We built a brand here, and it's something that it was kind of like, for me, it was an eye opener because it was kind of like people see us. Yeah. People see Moxie, and they know what we're doing. They know who we are and what we do. And for me, it was kind of like, wow. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah,
cool. I mean, it was kind of a culmination of seeing everything come together, and it was. I thought it was pretty awesome, and I thought.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't. But I was just.
It was one of the few.
But I had this.
That's not
and there's a couple pictures. If you see a couple pictures, there's a couple pictures where I'm actually leaning up against the wall behind when someone's giving their speech, and you can see me look. I had a lot of thoughts going on, but I was really proud of all of us. I mean, you guys. Moxie wouldn't be what it is without you guys. You guys have contributed in major ways, and we all bring an element that makes this whole thing work.
Well, we're a team. That's what teams do.
I was pretty proud of that.
Right on.
It was cool.
Well, thanks.
So, the award I know was given to me, but
you got an award?
Well, they gave us a plaque from the track that said Corey and Moxie Media. I'm going to find a way to cut that up and give everybody a little piece of it. I mean, it's a really nice award. I mean, they did a great job with the awards this year. The trophies were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Championship trophies were 6 feet tall.
Some of them were taller than the drivers.
Yeah, well, some of those drivers aren't 6 feet tall.
I mean, did you see little Bristol Campos trying to haul John's trophy away?
Yeah, it was cuter than heck.
And, I mean, the speeches. And we talked about everybody thinking Moxie Media, but the raw emotion, the speeches. I mean, I turned to you after the banquet, or Dom, I can't remember which one, and I was like, have we ever had this many criers before?
That's
not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
No, it was a good thing. It was a great touch. It just showed how real all of us are in what we're doing.
Yep.
You know, there was some people
that
gave
passion when you see that.
Exactly.
Like that.
Speech of the event, hands down, goes to Jody Tanner.
I was going to say that
to Jody.
Oh,
yeah,
man. And what's funny about that was, as we introduced him as the champion, you know, your 2017 street stock champion, you know, Jody Tanner. But I said, this guy is the example or the standard of what I think every race driver should have as an attitude. You know, you take this guy's attitude to the racetrack.
Just here to have fun.
That's exactly it. And he came up there. That dude had everybody laughing. I mean,
he's always been that way.
He said some funny things, and it was just awesome. What he said that night, and it was good. It was good that for what he said was good for the sport. It was good for the banquet. It was kind of the lightest moment there where everybody kind of laughed and just kind of, you know, had a good time.
He should be an ambassador to our sport.
Yeah, it really, truly is.
Yeah.
Well,
he is.
He collected the street stock champion and then the 7th place or 6th place sportsman championship in points as well.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here handing out the sportsman trophies, and I hand Jody the mic, and I'm like, well, I know how the first one went. Is this going to be 30 seconds or is this going to be about 30 minutes?
Sit down.
So I went. I literally grabbed a chair and parked it.
He did.
Yeah.
But it was great.
I think the speech that got me the most, really was John Campos.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, coming out of the late model, going into the modified, it was a difficult transition at first, but then to pull out a track championship and a state championship in 1 year. He's been searching for those for years since he started at Madras Speedway years ago, back in the 90s. For him to do that, he was so tongue-tied and so emotional that he had to hand the mic to Bristol to give the speech.
Really? He told her to say. She'd say it was cuter than heck. I mean, it really was.
It was beautiful.
And Dom, what did you think about Steve Moore?
It was really hard, but it was really nice to see. He just has so much raw emotion in it, and it's a guy that usually on the surface is just so gruff and this is what's happening. And it was really nice to see that everybody has that side to them. You know, you've seen Sean French, you've seen everybody was just raw emotion. Ryan Emery, everybody that just had their moment. You know, it was really nice to see. But the only thing I will say, and I don't want to take anything away from what we're talking about, but it's like you had modifieds that had 16 trophies. And you had all these different classes, everybody had a different amount. And it was really sad because a percentage of the modified drivers didn't even show, including the AMCO guys, you know, because they didn't even expect to get it.
Well, there was a lot of drivers that didn't show to collect their trophies.
Well, not really. But what I'm saying is you have 16 trophies for a modified, and then you had 5 Hornets, and you had this. It's like, I know some guys that would have just killed to be there for an 8th place trophy in a Hornet. Yeah. You know, I don't understand how that worked, but you know, whatever the case may be,
it was.
Well, some people have other plans, and
it was just kind of it was disturbing. I mean, how many awards were what he's saying were given out? How they determine what percentage of drivers get awards or whatever. You know,
16 trophies for modifieds. They had 5 for Hornets. I mean, just
there was. Yeah, I don't know the formula for that or how they determine it.
Well, we only had like 2 or 3 Hornets to start out the season, so that might have something to do with it, where we had more modifieds.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not trying to justify
the event itself, though, I thought was
spectacular.
The best awards banquet that the Schramm family has ever done.
Nice.
And I've hosted.
Now, was that